There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Can you hear us now?
We're programmed. Yeah, it's going green.
Yeah. Let's
No one's saying anything. Someone say.
Yeah. Audio.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Hi, everybody.
Yes. Jan saved us.
Yeah. Welcome to Rhymes with Klei, the Klei dev stream. We're here to talk about our latest update that went live today for Don't Starve Together, which was the skill spotlight. No, what's the order of it?
Wolfgang,
Woodie, Wormwood. So I think that's probably how it is. It's right there. Wormwood,
okay.
Wolfgang, Woodie. That's the order we wrote it in.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Because the wood. Okay.
Yeah.
Introductions too. I'm Vito.
I'm Jason.
Yeah. Both programmer, dev, designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run the game here.
Yeah. Let's start
with most updates we put out. There's some new skins, so we can show you what those look like. I'm just gonna turn the music up a little bit here. Apply that.
This update is live on Steam and consoles already. So
there we go. DST game screen. All right. So because the update was about Wormwood, Woodie, and Wolfgang, there's new skins for those guys. So we've got Wolfgang here. And the theme of the new skin sets for these guys is like an ancient, like as if they were wearing clothes that they might have made if they were ancient back in the ancient time.
So basically, thulecite things.
Yeah, they got like little thulecite gubbins on the head and things.
And haircuts.
Yeah. So Wolfgang's got a head and a body. Mm-hmm. You can check out the.
Oh, the different forms.
Yeah, that's right. I skipped too fast there. But this is like the
portrait.
The portrait. It's looking a bit like Hercules there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there's Woodie. Again, he's got a head and a body, and this time hands, which is like little thulecite cuffs.
Yeah. And the haircut.
His portrait. He's got so many.
Oh, so many forms.
Yeah.
Woodie's a lot of work because of all the forms.
Finally, Wormwood, and this is one of the craziest skins that's been made.
Because of the head.
Because of
the head thing.
Because of the head. Yes. So he's got a head, a body, and legs.
He should have hands too.
And
oh yeah, these ones.
Oh yeah, there we go. I miss those. Sunk.
There you go.
Okay.
Can you cycle the head?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. No, it doesn't. Yeah, here. So you can see as he starts to bloom in the game, as you go through different bloomings levels. Yeah. So it gets a little taller, and it even goes a little more.
Oh, there's one more. It goes off screen.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it was that tall.
There's his portrait.
Cool.
So there's a couple of belongings as well. There's new fences to be made. Like they're like an ancient theme. There's like this thulecite moonrock sort of fence that you can make along with the gate, and I think as you were saying to me that like most fences are sort of single-sided, that if you like put it down and you rotate the screen, it looks the same from the back and the front. Mm-hmm. These guys have like a different back than front. Like they have like a facing to them.
Yeah,
it's a little unusual for those. And Wolfgang went out in this update, so his gym got thulecite skinned up.
Yeah,
and a meat rack for all your ancient parties, ancient backyard barbecues. And there's a cool tent skin. And Wormwood, because Wormwood is part of the update, got a bramble husk skin and a new treasure chest skin.
Cool. You've selected them all, right? So we can use
them.
Actually, you have them. We can use them in game.
Yeah.
Sure. Should we jump into the game? Yeah. There's a few other things that went in, like side content. We have the new pillars, and some of the armor sets got updated as well, like from the one from the last couple updates, the Void set and the Bright Shade set. Mm-hmm. They got some changes, and those are the things that went out with this update. I think the umbrella It's also the
Oh,
that's new to this update as well, right?
okay.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
wasn't that's something that went out and hotfix. That's something.
I think it's new to this update. Yeah. For the world. The Lacknish Monster asking, are we getting new pillars this week? We're working on another pillar, a Dreadstone version of it. It should be finished pretty soon. I don't think it will be ready by tomorrow. So probably like early next week. Uh-oh, our volume's too loud.
Yeah. Now, am I being told to lower the game audio or
main audio? I think that's main. I can foresee some. I don't know. Does he mean like this? You can just do it here.
Yeah.
The top, like leave the mic and then take down the other ones.
This one, this one.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. All right, so I guess we should start with Wolfgang.
Sure.
Let's use this new stuff.
Yeah, use all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Your voice is louder compared to game. Is that? Okay, I think they were saying that, okay. I hope the balance is better now.
Let us know if like something's too quiet or something's too loud. We'll try and fix it. So here we are with Wolfgang, and the update mainly is about the skill trees. Is that where we want to go right away? We want to talk about the new gear changes, because that's like from the previous updates more.
Sure. Yeah. And maybe you can build some of this fence skin just so they can see the rotation.
Sure.
But yeah, the gear, the armor sets. So we had the Bright Shade set and the Void sets from the last two Rift updates. We've changed them so they don't break, they don't disappear when they're broken. They go to 0%, but they stay in your bags and you can repair them. And the repair kits are very, very cheap to make. So that's how all the forged items, like the stuff from the Lunar Forge and the Shadow Forge, that's how those items will work from now on. And yeah, we might do even more work with them later, but for now, that's the first new upgrade they got. And the umbrella also now has a dome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool looking here. What is it? It's
void cloth umbrella.
Yeah.
So that is mainly to help with dealing with the acid rain, so that you can turn it on. You basically, when you drop on the ground, you can turn it on, and it will create a dome. And within that dome, you're protected from rain, basically, water or acid. And it's not raining now, so you can't see. But you'll get it, and then you can fight within this area. It's quite large. The area is quite large. Like it's enough for a fight, but at the same time, it's like it is. You'd have to manage your kiting a little bit more. So that changes in. That also means though that we removed the immunity from the void cloth armor sets themselves, so you don't just put it on, negate all acid. Now you have to use this to negate the acid, because it makes more sense this way. Question: Lacknish Monster asks, are we going to get more planar gear? I have too much husks and rift crystals. Yes, we will. I mean, the economy will make more sense as we go. It's if people have been amassing a lot, it's hard for us to just add something that consumes a ton right away, because that won't be balanced for someone who is just getting into the content. But likely, usually what we do with that is like walls or things that cost way more than normal.
There will be more gear.
But the gear isn't gonna suddenly use up all the materials you're gonna be amassing from now until they come out, because you're gonna have so much.
That does sort of segue into a comment on like we're working this planar stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the planar damage. It's contributing to a new arc of the story, the from beyond.
Yeah.
And that in our roadmap that we put out, we said that there was going to be 3 content updates, and something that we wanted to let people know is that those 3 content updates are not the only content updates for this new arc. That they were the content updates we predicted for the arc for this year, but the arc will continue going forward. So it's like that's not the complete arc.
Yeah, and then like everything, all the Rift updates we'll be doing now are going to be adding to the Rift content. So there will be definitely more. Like it won't just be like that's it for Rifts. There's going to be a whole lot more. I think I saw some questions. So I think someone was mentioning the differences between how much items we had in the Lunar Forge and how much in the in the Shadow Forge. Yeah, I think it's like we did get some feedback that there probably was too much in the Lunar one compared to the amount of content you actually had to do to get them. So we took a step back for the Void one, but yes, everything will be added to when it makes sense, so that there's actually like content that needs these new items to go with it, and a Shadow will get more for sure to balance it out in the future. But with these new items though, you can see we're trying to try new things. We have some other crazy things we'll show you next time because we haven't quite fleshed it out yet. But like the bouncing staff was like an experiment. But yeah, we need to beta those things because you guys always find these combos that I know they're fun, but if we don't beta and find the broken ones, it makes it very hard for us to add new content if we leave them in that state. So the beta is a place for you to try out crazy combos, and don't hide it from us. Okay. Design philosophy for adding skills. I thought you devs were tired of character refreshers. What changed? So that's a question from Evelo Grave.
That, as I was saying, we have this new arc that we're putting out and our roadmap this year that sort of ties into this, segues into the same thing that in the roadmap this year we were talking about how we wanted to address things for advanced or late game players, and that's like the Rifts adding in more challenging stuff. But we also will have we want to address or have put in things that can help new players come into the game and stick, and make it a little easier for them to onboard onto the game, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's the skill set. I think the naming, calling it skill tree might be a little confusing, but it's correct. Like it represents the way it's presented, in that it looks like a skill tree with skills connected in a path. But it's more like a meta skill set progression thing that is very good for helping engage new players with a game where, like, when you're new to the game, you are dying and playing it over and over again and getting further and further, and this kind of progression helps keep someone engaged doing that and have more fun doing it in the process.
It is I mean, design wise, it's more of that carrot for new players. The Don't Starve historically does not have a lot of hand holding in goals and things like that for you, and this is a soft version of giving you things to work towards. Yeah,
but at the same time, you guys will notice like the skills themselves are some of them are quite deep, right? Like we did do that so that they are also interesting to people who have been with us for a long time,
right?
Like they do make your character interesting in different ways and give you some discussion on what are the best skills and see if there's some different builds that emerge from that. So we hope everyone finds some value out of it.
For some of the characters, I mean, there's lots of talk about which characters are stronger or imbalanced already, and so we're doing this meta progression, this something that new players can help guide them along or push them a little to play a little further. But at the same time, we can use that to balance out some of the characters. So it's one of the tools we can use. I don't like to think of it as like a refresh of the characters necessarily, but we can use it to address some of the issues.
We don't intend to change the way the character works too much. But yeah, like the Wolfgang one is a very good example. He didn't need to be changed. It's like we needed to just put in that power scaling for players.
Yeah, one of the main things people were talking about and noticing about Wolfgang was that we had taken away the 2x multiplier for damage of planar damage. So planar damage didn't get the 2x multiplier when it came out, but we knew that we needed to address that gap, and that was going to come in the form of the skill tree. So one of his skill trees paths that he can take is to get some flat planar damage buffed to his planar weapons, which compensates for that lack of the multiplier.
The other thing I know some people have talked about is, there might be some sense of like, are we aware of the power creep, or that these trees, because they are meta progression, it makes your character powerful and more powerful on day one. So like we said earlier, that is the intention for getting newer players to get through more of the content, and for people who are at the end of the game, like where they don't need that power and they're just like, oh, this is just power creep, that's where our Rift updates are. So this Rift update, all this new content, they're going to be harder. Like the stuff that came out, they're just a little, like, they're not extremely hard, but it's just an intro to it. Everything is going to be harder from now on, and
in the Rift's content.
And having these this level of power means that later on we might actually we might find it's normal for people to want to start with Rifts enabled on day one as a different playstyle, in which case this power will make a lot more sense in that case. Yeah, so that's kind of like considerations of like why we're doing this. I think overall it will help a lot more players have fun with the game. But we know we have a lot of content planned to go with this, and then you'll need the new power, and that all the Rift stuff, what the people who have been playing the game for so long already, you'll be tackling that right away. But that'll be like, other players will eventually get there someday. But for them, we need to help them get to Field Weaver, Celestial Champion.
That's right.
And that's what a lot of your work with the
scrapbook.
The scrapbook.
Yeah. So I don't know if something else that was added to the scrapbook now. The initial launch of the scrapbook had the creatures, giants, items, and food in it. And now, if you look at some of the items, it'll have special descriptions like, this improves vision in a storm. So this is similar content that you would find in the wiki. That if you want to know what the goggles do, you would lots of people would go to the wiki to find out just what the hell do these do. Yeah. So this is telling you it's like it improves your vision in the goggles.
What does the storm fashion one?
The fashion goggle? I think it says nothing. Yeah, they're not even here. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find a balance here of like keeping some of the secrets that are fun to self-discover, but basically saying, no, this is what this tool does. You've crafted this tool. It was in your menu to craft, and you crafted it. So what does it do? And then this will tell you. And being a little bit more explicit, like if you look at the bright shade, that's not a good one here, but this one here, where it's like it tells you straight up that it's like, yeah, it gives you +2 more projectiles, as opposed to like, makes your staff stronger. I was like, well, how does it make it stronger? Well, it tells you, it just gives you 2 more projectiles. So being a little bit more transparent in just like what actual bonuses does this give me? And that's this. Of course, the wiki does that. It does it, very explicitly.
Yeah.
And so this is it's meant to be that maybe some people will still go to the wiki to find out some information, but that this might stop them needing to go to it so often.
Yeah, I think like this is enough information that you just well, so yeah, you know this is for this purpose. I don't need to, if they don't need to like know the min-max properties,
Right.
then they don't need to go YouTube or wiki or whatever. Okay, should I? There's like so many questions. Should I?
Oh, let's we'll get to more questions in a bit.
Okay.
Let's carry on with some of the stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Pillars. We can talk
Sure.
about
the pillars.
Yeah. I know that there were some questions about it earlier, but we'll just show what they're talking about.
Yeah, I can just free craft it and search for support.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pillars were added to. Let's back up to previous update. We didn't reinit build, but we trigger the cave-in boulders during when the rift in the caves are open. So we're above ground now, but it's fine. We can just demo it here.
Yeah.
We didn't anticipate like. We knew there's mega basers, but also cave mega basers. So, but we like at the same time, like we do want to make sure the game is still fun for them, right? Like it's like definitely wasn't on our radar, but it's now we're aware.
The feature that got put in, it was more like fixed. It was always there.
Yeah.
And so we fixed it because it was something that we could layer on to the shadow rifts, that it's these larger boulders fall when the rifts are open, these like harder level of game mode, the shadow rifts are open, these like heavier boulders fall from earthquakes, but they were destructive to,
because those are actually tied to the ant lion from years ago. But even in the office, it's like a lot of people were not aware of them because of how easy it is to deal with ant lion. So it's just one of those things that were there that just kind of like a simple solution makes them just basically non-existent, which is fine. I think like it definitely like we don't want to do too many things like that, but this one was already there, so we thought might as well just like make it more prominent and give you a solution. It's fine if it's like here's another layer and there's a permanent solution for it. I think that's okay. It doesn't represent like our philosophy for all challenges we're going to do from now on. I think like there'll be different ones, and this is just going to be one of them like that. Like the acid rain, there's no permanent fix, right? That one is you do need to bring an umbrella with you. It's more active, it's more combat related. This one we feel like we made so we added the pillars. There's this stone version. It's basically like you almost never really there's a very, very small upkeep to it.
So it takes a fair amount of rocks. I put 40 rocks in to build it, and
we scored a drop. Should I claim it? We got a drop on Twitch.
As earthquakes happen, this pillar will slowly crumble a bit until eventually, after it's sort of used up all 40 of the rocks in it, it will crumble and you'll need to rebuild it. Or you can just after 30 earthquakes or something, you can go and just like pick up the rocks on the ground and stuff it back in it. So it does require a bit of maintenance to keep it from crumbling, but shouldn't be something that you're needing to do a lot. So
and it doesn't happen to pillars off screen either. It's because like the quakes are also and the
local
debris are kind of magical. They follow you.
They're just local to you.
It's local to you. And we're also adding the Dreadstone version of. You can rotate the camera.
I was just going to say that there's a new rotatable.
You can also hammer it, because that's basically what the quake it looks like when the quake happens, so they can see all the states of it. So we're also going to add in a Dreadstone version that will have like Dreadstone auto self-repairing properties. It'll be like very minor, but just enough. Like unless you're like casting Wicker Bond spells like a lot.
If you're inducing earthquakes yourself,
then it might be more. It might
be
more. Then you'll need to repair. But even then, like So when you do that with the Dreadstone one, it's not going to drop Dreadstone for you, because it's otherwise it'd be a free regenerating source of Dreadstone. So this thing you can just put rocks back into it. I think it's tuned to like you get about roughly a third of them. The other thing is when you hit the 40th one, there's 10 hidden reinforced
yeah,
levels.
Yeah. So when you complete that, you kind of get a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like first 10 levels of it are you don't have to it won't drop to repair yet, and that's the same for the Dreadstone one, which means it's likely always going to be within the 10 reinforced levels that you can't see and repairing itself within there, so they all look like they're always fresh basically.
I don't know if it was stated. The purpose of these things is that when you build it, it creates like a safe zone of earthquakes from you. So like. You can build them before you open the rifts, because the rifts bring the large cave-in boulders, but even before that there's like little debris and stuff. So if you don't want to have to be sweeping up all that debris every time, you can build these, and it'll keep your base clean from regular earthquakes.
Yep. The Dreadstone will be quite expensive as well, because this is kind of like, it's for someone who's ready to mega base. That's the only person who needs the Dreadstone version. I don't think that's why it's going to be quite expensive, and for them it's not going to be a problem either. Like if they're using everything you can do in the game, I think there's ways to get Dreadstone much easier if you know how, or to make more Dreadstone, mass produce.
Explain these guys. Talk about what these are.
The repair kits?
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the repair kits. How did you make them? Oh, you free crafting. Okay, those are the repair kits that you so now the new the equipment from the Bright Smithy and the Shadow Plinth, those are the forges. In the previous update, you just craft it once and then you learn the recipe, you craft them anywhere else. Now it's no longer like that. These weapons never just disappear. When they break, they go to 0%. They stay in your bags. But you can only craft them at the station now. You can also craft these repair kits at the station and bring them with you, and they stack as well. And each one will repair an item back to full. So the blue one is the lunar one. That one will repair like the sword. If your sword was broken, it will bring it back to 100% and you can use it again.
It's a little more specific than just lunar. It's like
bright shade
yes,
stuff.
Sorry,
yes. So right now we just have a bright shade line of lunar equipment, so that's the bright shade repair item. And the same goes with the void one. It's just for the void items. So they're very cheap, and they stack to 10. So you just bring 10 repair kits with you and see how far you can get.
It's possible that as we put in more of the content for this stuff, that we might reevaluate just like how much this repairs and how. Like there may be some adjustments.
There's maybe some adjustments. Right now, we think that it's. With what we have, this is fine. There might be a thing where it could be a percentage depending on how much you're repairing of an item. Like if you're just going from 90 to 100, topping it up, things like that, or the repair costs and things like that. Okay, that's the equipment. That's the pillars. So pillars, basically a base builders, a new thing to work into your city planning.
So I can talk a little bit about the plan, like the skill tree design of Wolfgang. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the things people are talking about with the introduction of planar damage was that we took away, or it did not, planar damage was not included in Wolfgang's multiplier, and so it like lowered Wolfgang's ability and strength in this new planar stuff. So with the skill tree, you can use one of your categories to gain planar damage when using planar weapons. And so it's sort of it's flat. It's like each one gives you an extra, like, what is it? This one's 5, 10.
You haven't played enough.
Oh, I did. I didn't. Maybe I didn't save it afterwards, but I thought I did. I had prepared this, but
I see.
So yes, as you can see, that eventually you can get up to adding 25 planar damage per hit with weapons, and then even on top of that, his affinities, where if you go down the shadow route, you'll get extra damage up to 30% extra damage against lunar creatures and vice versa. So for the new Rifts content, Wolfgang can get back up to more his respectable damage, and he has his like critical hit ability where you can hit things for complete the work in one round. Well, you can make that a little stronger, so that you can eventually get up to 15%. This makes him a fairly decent gatherer as well. And then the training ones, some of these were meant to be a little bit more colorful. They're like they're not necessarily meant to be like meta defining. He has a coaching skill which allows him to he can craft a whistle, and with the whistle, when he blows it, he goes into like a coaching mode. And then if he has followers, he'll like cheer them on a bit, and they'll get like some damage buff. I don't see this as being, you know, meta defining, but someone might have some fun with Wolfgang, as you know, to try out some followers as opposed to his usual route. But it's a stepping stone into getting some +10 movement speed when he's normal, which some people might find nice. Some people might find they don't need it.
Yeah.
And this skill here, if you know, if you're one of those people that just doesn't like to play mini games, you can use,
you're bad at it,
or you're bad at it. You can use one of your, you know, many insight points to auto complete the gym. So you can, if you feel like that's worth a point for you, you can do it. So Wolfgang is fairly straightforward, I think, for the
yeah.
He already had a lot of little perks, like his seafaring skills, where, you know, you could like pull or raise a mast and drop the anchor quickly, or raise the anchor quickly. So his skill tree is a little smaller than I think some of the other ones, but he's already got a lot of perks. So let's go to
try
Woody. What do you do next? Woody?
Woody?
Next?
Yeah, let's do Woody.
So my insight probably didn't save, so I'm just gonna give myself some points here.
We got some feedback that we still have the text saying you can prototype those items, so we gotta fix that. But yeah, that is wrong. Those items should not be prototypable anymore, so you won't be able to craft the bright shade sword away from the station anymore.
Yeah, so Woody, one of the interesting designs of Woody's is, you know, Woody's got the 3 wear modes, the moose, the beaver, and the goose. And so with his skill tree, you can collect some, you know, bonuses for each of them. So you can mine faster as the beaver. You can break things that are normally like hard materials.
The newer things that we've added.
The moose. You can be more resistant to running into things.
He gains combat abilities to help with the new
stuff,
new damage types as well.
Which is the one that lets you break out of your charge. Is it the final one?
No, it's not the final one.
Not the final one. Yeah.
Probably the third one.
The third one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's probably quite good.
Yeah. And then the goose, you know, you can become waterproof, and the dodging incoming attacks is a pretty good one. So it allows you to like
fight.
You can really explore the world. And then each of them has like a top level skill, but you're prevented from having all 3. You can choose one of them, and then when you choose one, it blocks off the other ones. Yeah. So as a werebeaver, he does this big powerful slap. To me, it's like a little bit like the single player Wagstaff's mining device.
Oh, he has that. Okay.
Yeah. It's a little bit like that, where it's like it slaps down and it works a whole bunch of big area.
Yeah. This one is like the Berger pound.
Yeah. Same idea.
Yeah.
And the weremoose, it gets like a 3rd hit when it's attacking, and this actually has some planar damage with it.
And it's AOE. Yeah. But we did want to we put it behind the 3rd hit so that you have to learn how to fight the whole combo instead of just like doing the one punch.
And then the weregoose has like kind of weregoose is about exploring the map. Yeah. And this just gives you a little like random seed of like, maybe I'll find something a little sooner than I might normally. So the goose flies up in the air and then flies down somewhere randomly on the map. So maybe you'll find the lunar island. Maybe you'll find Pearl or something like that.
Yeah.
And then some of the other skills, you can be in the were form longer. There's one that allows you well, maybe I think it's the top tier lunar ability where the moon's ability no longer triggers
It's
your
that.
curse.
It's the lunar side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
So I think it's a cool thing about this skill tree is that like a lot of these higher level ones are all pretty good. And so you're gonna be a bit of opportunity cost of like, well,
you have to choose which one you feel is the best.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Woodie's was fun to work on. Wormwood.
Yeah.
You gotta grow the head out.
Yeah. So Wormwood, we want some of the skill trees to work, differently than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And what am I doing here?
Super God mode.
Here we go. So right off the bat, his skill tree looks different, feels different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a different flow of how the mechanics are kind of the same, but the way it branches is different.
More branches,
yeah,
like a tree.
Yeah, like kind of like shrubs and stuff. Yeah. So another interesting thing about Wormwood is that Wormwood, it's from the moon, so does not get to choose a shadow path. So instead, he has 2 lunar paths. One is about making friends or being able to mutate the creatures like the moon does, and then get some followers. And then the other one is about crafting his gear, making his gear more like higher tier, almost like planar level. Yeah. What other high points should I talk about this? I mean, we could go into each of them in detail, but
his paths are so different. Like he can have pets now too. Yeah, which is very different. Yeah, and then he's got a whole farming tree, everything related to farming. I think this one is like, it really depends on how you want to play him. That will drive which branch you want to take.
Photosynthesis, I think, is probably this one. It allows you to get a little bit of health in the daylight.
Yeah.
One of Wormwood's more challenging aspects is that he doesn't heal from eating. So
and a lot of his crafting costs health as well.
Yeah.
So that's too. It's not like a lot of healing either. So it doesn't just like negate all of that.
Yes,
but it helps a little bit.
Just takes the edge off.
Yeah, and it gives you like it's definitely like maybe you can work that in. So just don't craft or lose that much health, and it might be just enough.
Or if you take some damage, you'd be like, well, just avoid. I'm just not going to be able to do some fighting for 5-6 days, and then I'll work my health back. But yeah, it's a slow drip.
Some of them are. Trying to guess that there's probably going to be characters that only have a shadow tree, and that's probably true.
That's a reasonable
assumption
to go down.
Do you want to showcase any specific character more? I feel like the some of these skills from the Wolfgang and Woodie ones could probably actually show them how they work.
Sure.
Should I try and answer some questions now then? There's so many pages, but I'm like, it's not touch screen, so I can't scroll it either.
Oh, there was there's one skill path here that I think. Oh, do I have to?
You should show. Did you show the auto gym?
Yeah, I'll show that because I also want to show the over gym, the push the limits.
Oh, the meter. Yes, you can actually make the meter bigger.
Something that people might like, maybe because it's not said here. You can hit spacebar. You don't have to click here and click learn. You can just click on here and hit spacebar. So it's a little easier for you. I'll get some food. It's still my go-to when I just need food.
Oh,
It's probably not the best for like item anymore, but it's
Dragonfly?
it's still yeah. So I took a skill here, this one here, which lets me go past the normal limit of 100 mightiness. So now I can go to 150 mightiness, but only by using the gym. So once I'm up to 150, I can't use the dumbbells and stuff like that until it gets back down to 100. But it does mean that you can maintain your mightiness if you use the gym. Oh no, that's right. I've got auto gym on. Just do it for me. Yeah.
Is that always like the best? What it's doing? Is that like the perfect?
Yeah. It'll always hit the. I mean, on this because I've only got the potato sacks on there. It doesn't have a like the second level of.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And the dumbbells you want to?
Oh yeah.
Show
Sure. So here it is. It's going to go into now. You can see the mighty meter is turned purple. That's letting you know that you're in the advanced, the upper level mightiness, and the little notches of like when you're going to drop between normal and wimpy. They're gone because you're above that.
Yeah.
So now I'm here, but lifting won't bring me up. Yeah. But yes, the other things here. There's like the dumbbell developer. It gives you a couple of crafting things. You can now make a therm bell, which basically is like a heat rock dumbbell combo, and you can make the red gem thulecite dumbbell and the blue gem thulecite dumbbells, and they have some elemental effects with them, which combos well with the next skills, which basically just like doubles if you take them both. It'll give you 100% extra damage when you throw stuff. So throwing your dumbbells now actually is reasonably useful. Where was it? Yeah, let's try this one. Oh my god, I forgot. So if I have a swarm, oops, I can't do that. Go like this. Come here, guys. Come get me.
You missed.
I missed. You can do stuff like that. Unfortunately, the spiders die in one hit, anyways. But the blue dumbbell has freezing effects. You can see there, turning white there. Oh, I can do it to maybe a beat flow.
There's a lot of people asking about Wormwood. Apparently, we'll probably have to talk about that another time because we'll have to talk to the designers on Wormwood about that a bit, find out what they're trying to ask. They're asking about the fly trap skill.
Oh,
yeah. How much do you know about that?
What's the question about it?
I don't know. They just wanted us to talk about it. Well, maybe we'll talk about that next time, or maybe on the forums.
Oops.
Let's see what else we'll ask. I'm just going to answer some of the easy ones first off this list. The dreadstone pillar will basically be the same cost, but just dreadstone instead of rocks. Yeah, the Wormwood stuff, guys, we'll just talk about it on the forums, maybe if we have an answer. But I don't think Jason or I will be the right ones to talk about that the Wormwood design. Anything else here not Wormwood related? You spoke last stream. There will be more lunar thralls. I assume these will still drop bright shade husks and similar. It depends. If they're not all of them will. I don't think our next batch will drop husks either.
I think I can safely say that the future lunar thralls will not drop bright shade. Like the bright shades give you the bright shade husk.
Yeah.
And the other ones will give you other things, which will craft other different sets of.
Yeah.
Of
It's
lunar
very
equipment.
specific to the plant thing that those existed for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like. I think that we're actually like looking at not everything will bring a new set either. There will be too many that way. So we don't want to give away too much. But yes, we are actually designing the next batch of items right now.
They're asking about the fly trap.
Yeah. Fruit flies will be drawn to you instead of butterflies.
Yeah, I think the main thing here is for you to get the Lord of the Fruit Flies to show up. So when you kill him, you get the follower bug.
I see. Yeah, I mean, when you guys are just giving feedback on the forums, like the designers are reading it all, and if we like, it's not like we can never change anything again. If we feel like things need to be changed, we will definitely look into it. Will there be alternative ways to get inspiration in the future? That's a question from Bone Seeds.
It's something that we were talking about. It came up for us again a little while ago. We were talking about it. So possible, but
probably not like day one kind of thing. Yeah, we still want to make sure that most new-ish players like are just progressing at a certain pace, the skill tree. Yeah, we don't want it to be like, oh, you just have to do this thing, get everything before you start playing at all.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's not the intention of it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Not so smug 87 says, will some characters have smaller skill trees, i.e. Wolfgang? I would say Wolfgang is like on the smallest end. Like I wouldn't want them to be
number of options.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't want them to be too much less than that. So probably not much less, if at all.
They will all have the same number of points to spend, though.
Yeah, you'll always have 15 inspiration. I say that now, but likely you will always have 15 inspiration to spend.
Do you want to switch to Woodie? We can show off some of that stuff. There are more mechanical changes as well. This is the one I spent the most time on.
One of our other designers, sometimes we nickname, or his nickname Vever, is worked on Wolfgang or Woodie a lot. So a bunch of him is in this.
Do you have you do have points?
Yep.
Sure.
Which one would you like?
You can only take one at a time. Like these are the ones to show. The first ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So take one at a time. All the wear form ultimates.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
I don't think I think someone was asking who's going to be next. I don't think we've fully settled on who the next next set of characters getting the skill trees are. Yeah. Okay. So that's a radius too.
It consumes some of your beaver time.
Yeah. Your beaver meter.
Beaver meter. Yeah.
See if we can get this whole comp.
Stop. Beaver time.
Oh, it did. You got it all. Okay.
I missed it. Oh, I guess the grass I couldn't do. But yeah, this is the.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the beaver one. Will the characters that get skill trees always follow the theme? Well, honestly, like we do, like our writer Jen is like she's key in helping us pick which ones go together, because I think so I guess the answer is sort of yes. Yeah. There is a theme. that the writing needs to make sense for them to get an update at the same time. Glum goes brr. For characters that are considered very strong, is it possible that we'll see some nerfs to their kit along with their skill tree? I don't think that we want to do that necessarily. Like, you can tell we didn't nerf Wolfgang.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring everyone up. Wolfgang basically just got his planar damage rebalanced to work with his mighty skills, but he doesn't get nerfed. He didn't get nerfed in this update at all. So yeah, what we'll try to do is bring everyone up to a level where they can also be viable for the new end game content that we're adding, as well as. But in doing this, it is so that we can balance them against the characters that are considered OP right now. Is the Celestial Portal, Maxil20 asks, is the Celestial Portal meant to be the intended way to respect a character? I do feel it's nice to have that option, but I'm curious if an alternative way to do so is in the works. So that is our intended way to respect. Basically, we kind of didn't want you to be able to respect freely on the fly. Some games allow you to do that, some games don't. And
I mean, if you can respect freely on the fly, then we just give you all the skills.
Yeah, like it kind of defeats the purpose,
Yeah.
or it goes into that weird thing where it's like you're running around doing a thing, then you quickly respect, and then you do another thing, and we don't want that to be the way to get good at the game, basically. But we still want you to be able to respect without starting a new game or save file. So the portal is kind of like, that's the way to do it. And we do want most people to, like, the choices they make to be more meaningful. Like if like it's a little bit of like thought, I can't respect till I get back to base, or it costs this item, so maybe I should pick more carefully right now, you know?
There's also a couple of interesting new craftables that Woodie can make.
Oh, did you do the moose already? I've completely missed
Oh, I did it. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Did you show the charge canceling?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's done with directional button, because I know some people were confused. They thought you had to press a button to cancel a tackle.
I see.
But you just do the directional input to cancel the dash. And yeah, I think that skill to me is very fun, the dash cancel. So it's like, even if you don't take if you want the beaver tail slam, I would still want to get the moose line up to the dash cancel, because I really like active skills like that.
So Woodie has like a carving skill, and he can make this walking cane, or walking stick that it's a little bit like the walking stick from single player Hamlet, where it's like it drains over time. It's not a permanent like the cane is, but gives you a bit of like early boost in speed. And that's the hard hat. Yeah. So it's like a early-ish head armor that you can craft. It gives you some protection actually from cave-ins.
Oh yeah,
cave-in damage, or earthquake damage.
Just because it's called the hard.
Yes.
Did you do a goose?
No, I haven't done the goose. Okay, I'll do the goose.
The question, will the skill tree of characters get another revision before we move on to the next batch? I mean, this the way it is now is already out of beta. It's live. If there's any fixes or any other rebalancing, it would be another update. But it might be part of another update. But this update is done the way it is now.
Yeah.
Can't beat the frogs, and if you make that item, they're just gonna poke it out of your bags.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard because when we are in our dev builds, we can just click on the screen and everything dies.
Yeah.
But we can't just click on the screen in this build to kill everything. Oh yeah, you can run in water.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we're ready to go somewhere.
We added a bit of extra timing so that you can cancel it in case you accidentally clicked.
Mm.
You just have to move and then it'll cancel it. Oh, too late. Exploration. Yeah, quick way to just open up your map at the beginning. So we'll see if people like like this this ability. But yeah, it's definitely there's only so much we can do with the goose. Like we're not gonna like add an ability that makes it so, like super strong or anything like that.
The dodging is pretty good. It means you can just like, I'm just gonna go explore dangerous parts of the map.
And that one you don't need to take the ultimate for it either. That's just before the ultimate. Okay, I think we're almost at time. Do you have anything else you want to show?
No. I mean, there's lots of little skills. 3 skill trees at one time. There's a lot of skills to show off, and I don't think we need to show off.
We don't
all the
need
details
to.
of
Yeah,
them,
there's a lot of content out there. You can find information about it, or just play it yourselves.
Yeah, we can answer a couple more questions.
Yeah, you're gonna move your mouse over. I think you're gonna Alt Tab. I can't scroll anymore. That's why I can't see all the questions.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, I'll scroll. Okay. Where's the mouse now? Okay. I'm trying to.
Bone Seeds asks, will skill trees inspiration ever be world specific? I think we talked about it earlier in the stream. Basically, this is very intentionally meant to be a meta system.
Yes.
That will carrot new players into playing more to unlock skills. So this system would not be a world-to-world system. This is definitely meant to be a meta system.
Yeah, some characters may have some kind of in-game progression. We may use the skill tree to add more of those systems to the other characters instead. That's probably how we're going to approach it. Mm-hmm. And by that, like an example would be WX has a bit of like progression in game as you find more things, kill more bosses, things like that.
Yes.
Keep scrolling. The Brightsmithy Shadowcraft plinth thing, that is just a bug. The text saying you can prototype it, that's just a bug. We will fix it. There's some questions about Wes. Yeah, we haven't decided what we're gonna do with Wes yet either. But yes, that will be interesting when we get to him. Wolfgang's interaction with like the bug. So a bug found during beta was with his mighty, the way it was written, it was multiplying the bounces of the damage per bounce, that it was doing like insane amounts of damage, which was not intended. But even if we did like that idea, it would not be a Wolfgang perk. Like it would, even if we wanted someone to be able to do that, it would specifically not be Wolfgang. But it might possibly be someone who is more magical that would be able to buff the damage of the staff. Dreadstone pillar aiming to be the same as the rocks, so that would be 40 dreadstones to build. And I think that's...
Can you go back up for a sec? There was one other point that I thought.
How far do you want me to go?
Go a little further.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Oh, I can do this one.
I don't remember.
Maxwell20 asks if for the Rift content why the set bonuses are tied to helmets and not body and helmet. So originally the set bonuses was you had to wear both body and helmet and then use the weapon. And that actually was like when we just put in set bonuses, we really wanted to play with the system a bit. But even when we started, like we wanted mixing like mixed sets to be a thing.
Yeah, we want more exploit, like trying out different combinations.
Yeah,
as
and I
opposed
think
to like
and we put, I think with what we had done with the set bonuses of requiring both the body and the helmet, we put the best like the best abilities requiring that onto the set bonus was the mistake. So it means you can't really do mixed sets. So we moved the more interesting ones onto, like mostly the combat ones onto the helmet, and then the set bonus of wearing the body and the armor will just be this minor stat bonuses, like more resistance to either shadow or so that it's just very min-maxy at that point, but mixed so that it's like still very good, like it's better, well, it's not better, but it's like a very good choice to mix with something else, so you can still use like bone armor with one of the new helmets and try combos like that, right? Yeah, that's the reason we made that change.
I remembered the thing that we were talking about Wes a minute ago, and I was going to say that if people posted on the forums when they play Wes, what they're playing Wes for, it would give us, you know, some information, or it could be valuable information for us.
Oh, you're looking for the Wes question?
Yeah, when there was talk about Wes and possibly Wes's skill tree and so on. So
you want to answer this one? Hisa040 asks, are you going to release 3 characters at once in every update?
We will put them out as fast as we can. I don't know if there'll always be 3 in each update.
Yeah, I think we were talking like, I don't like amongst ourselves, we asked ourselves, is that a requirement? And I think we don't want to force ourselves to do that. Like if it doesn't make sense, like if we want an update at a certain time and there's just not enough weeks, we don't have to do 3.
Yeah.
Right? Or if there's like a bunch that we think we can do very quickly, we can do more than 3. Like, yeah, we don't know, but definitely we're not saying that it's always going to be 3.
I know that people are there's some concern about how long it would take. Say we did another round of character refreshes, that it's a long time, and we don't want it to take that long.
So no, we want it to be quick too.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's about it. I think we're rating Nada. Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're rating someone after the stream, so I think
Nada.
Yeah. I think anything else you want to add?
No.
I'm just gonna hit cam only.
Yeah, no. I hope we've given enough information for people. We've answered the main questions that you've wanted. Of course, if you have more, go to the forums.
Yeah. Be nice.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening to this.
Yeah.
This,
go play the update. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.